Welcome to my guide on online resources for organists. Technology is an emerging field in the organ world, and many are unaware of what it has to offer. Others may have found some websites, but found them outdated, the interface is confusing, and hard to navigate. Even worse, there are hardly any lists of what internet resources are available for organists. My goal is to change that today. In the next 25 minutes, I will go over many topics of interest, several resources available within each category, and how to use them to further your knowledge and skills as an organist. General information on the organ. One of the best resources available for new organists or those unfamiliar with the organ is the pipe organ Wikipedia page. On that page, it uses many words that might be unfamiliar, jargon within the organ world, and has links to define many of those unusual or unfamiliar terms. The page also has a history of the instrument. It also has a section on how the organ is built and how it works. It talks about pipes, wind chests, the console, action, and others. It also has a section on organ repertoire and talks about how the instrument developed in different areas such as France, Germany, and America. The next resource is called the Pipe Organ Database. This is a comprehensive database of organs throughout the United States. It is useful for finding out about organs across North America, whether for academic or recreational purposes. The website has beautiful pictures of organ consoles, pipe facades, locations such as churches and other buildings, and other great shots of organs. You can search by builder, city, institution, year, and several other options to find out about the organs. To do this, you click on the search button and then enter what you would like to search by in the relevant field. The last resource of information I want to talk about today is the Encyclopedia of Organ Stops. This is a wonderful resource useful for identifying what a stop is, what it is supposed to sound like, similar stops to it, and other similar questions. A web page that you would look at contains language variants, diagrams of how the stop functions, variations of the said stop, and, if available, pictures of the stop in an organ, as well as sound clips to hear a sample of how it would sound. Here's an example of a time I found this website useful. While learning Dupre's Cortège et Litanie, I came across a stop name I didn't recognize before. Since I had never heard of the stop on an organ, I looked it up. I learned that it's a 4-foot sound like a harp. While none of the organs I would later perform this piece on had a comparable stop, I was able to choose an alternative that would best fit the character of the stop Dupre asked for. Supplies for organists. As a new organist, one of the first things you'll need is a good pair of organ shoes. There are several great options available online. The first is Organ Master. This is the definitive website for organ shoes. They pride themselves on a quality shoe for both men and women. They also offer shoe care products to ensure the longevity of their organ shoes. The next website is Tic Tac Toes. This is a dance shoe website that also offers shoes made for organists. The unique thing here is that they have specialty shoe orders that you can request, such as bright red or gold shoes. The last website for organ shoes is called Discount Dance. This website is specifically designed for dance shoes. It is a good option for those wanting more choice in the heel length, especially for men's organ shoes. Organists are regularly looking to add music to their repertoire, and there are many places to go to find arrangements, quality editions, and more. The AGO has added a new web page that contains a thorough list of publishers of organ music. This can be found under Competitions and New Music in the Looking for New Music tab. This page also indicates what places have free downloads available. This is a sample of one of the many 3-stave hymns offered from BYU. This is a collection created by Robert Kundick and Don Cook, which writes out hymns into 3 staves rather than 2, providing easier reading than from the hymn book directly. Another great resource for LDS organists is called Ward Organist. This website tailors their products specifically to organists of the LDS faith. Here you can find many great preludes, postludes, and collections. On a broader scale, Morningstar music may be more suited for you. This is a fantastic resource for any Christian church organist. It allows you to search by the liturgical year, difficulty of a piece, special occasions, and other options to suit your needs. When considering music from the standard organ repertoire, we have several major publishers who all have websites. These include Calmus, Peters, Schott, Schirmer, Hal Leonard, Wayne Leopold, and J.W. Pepper. Learning resources. Brigham Young University prides themselves on new organist training. Many of their resources that they have prepared can be found under their website organ.byu.edu in the Ward Organist tab. The first option that they have is called the New Ward Organist. This has 12 lessons and is tailored to a pianist who has been called to be an organist and how to learn how to play the organ. Another product that they offer is called Organ Tutor. While not specifically linked to this website, it can be found on its own website. There is a PDF under the Ward Organist tab that talks about Organ Tutor, and more information can be found there. They also have a PDF on effectively using free accompaniments, how to choose them, and how to execute it in a service effectively. For a more thorough list of all of the organ training resources available through BYU, go to the Ward Organist tab and click on Organ Training Resources PDF. The next website is called LDS Organist Info. This is a thorough database of hymn arrangements, free accompaniments, and other pieces based on hymns and where to find them for any given hymn tune. To access this information, click on Organist Contents. I will now demonstrate how to find a hymn. I am now looking for Dearest Children, God is Near You. I first click on Hymn Arrangements and Free Accompaniments in the top left. I then select the letter D. The second option here is Dearest Children, God is Near You. Each of these lists is a composer and a piece or collection that contains this hymn either in an arrangement, a prelude, or a postlude form. This allows you to check things out and look to see if there is something you would like to add to your repertoire. From the Contents tab, you can also search on hymns by tune name, composer or arranger, by text, as well as by topic. There is also a collection of hymns by key, as well as an explanation of hymn meters and how to use them in a service. The AGO has recently added a new organist tab to their website. This can be found under Education and click on New Organist. This webpage has links to tons of other related web pages that would contain information useful for new organists. One I would like to highlight is their educational videos. This is 30 lessons for new organists, ranging from transitioning from piano to organ, pedal technique, effective registration use, and more. There are also sections on how to find an organ teacher, joining organ communities, as well as AGO events tailored to new organists. Listening. Two of the main sources for listening to music include YouTube and Spotify. These are great places to find good organ music, and they are familiar for many people. The downside is anyone can upload music to these websites, not just academic or high-quality sources. Spotify in particular can be very hard to verify the performer, what instrument was played on, and other information that might be necessary. Another fantastic listening resource for organ music is called Pipe Dreams Organ Radio. This is a collection of 2-hour programs full of organ music broadcast over the radio on Sundays. Each program focuses on a specific theme, such as J.S. Bach, Italian organs, female organists, and many others. They recently updated their website so that it is brand new and is so much easier to navigate. To find what you're looking for, click on the 3 bars in the top left, and then search from there. A relatively recent development is a website called All of Bach. The Netherlands Organ Society has dedicated themselves to recording all of Bach's music. This website contains many organ videos and has extra resources on each of the pieces that they perform. This includes the story behind the music, related videos and instruments, as well as detailed credits of the performance. The last listening resource to mention is Naxos Music Library. This is the definitive academic listening site. It is extremely thorough and focuses on providing high-quality performances of pieces. The layout isn't as friendly to the younger generation, but it is still easy to navigate with the search bar at the top. Academic resources. The first website to mention here is Oxford Music Online. This is everything about an encyclopedia in an online format. This is great for getting information about composers, finding a definition for a specific musical term, as well as other research that you may need to perform. There are two magazines worth mentioning in academic resources. These are the American Organist and the Diapason. Both are similar in content. The American Organist is curated by AGO, whereas the Diapason is independently managed. Both provide educational articles, information on performances throughout the country, and updates that would be important to the general public. Vox Humana Online Journal is a more recent development that focuses on publishing academic articles as well as providing resources for organists. They self-advertise as, quote, current ideas, trends, and research about the organ. They have a section for all of their past articles, an email sign-up, and a whole section of resources. These include digitized manuscripts, research resources, trade magazines, and others. Another resource important for scholars and musicians alike is IMSLP. This is an online database of public domain music, meaning everything before 1923. This is constantly being updated as well. There are scanned copies of one or more editions of various music by composers. You can also find original manuscripts, handwritten and copied manuscripts, and others. This is fantastic for comparing sources, looking at music, and trying a piece out before committing to learning it. Lastly, the Organ Historical Society has published a website called Organ History. This is a very old website, but it has lots of in-depth information on the entire history of the organ. It begins with the hydraulis and goes through the 19th century. Each section has subheadings for major countries and builders, and the end of each section has review quizzes to help you retain information that you have studied. Practicing and performing. There are two resources I would like to mention here. The first is called Organ Duo. This is an internet blog about organ playing created by two organ professors from Lithuania. They also offer an online training program entitled Total Organist. Their blog focuses on answering common questions organists have while practicing and learning. They discuss things as specific as how to learn a certain piece of music and as broad as how to improve pedal technique. Unfortunately, the blog doesn't have a search feature, so you will have to scroll all the way down and navigate through pages and pages to find anything specific. The best way to enjoy their content is to sign up via their front page for emails. They send a weekly email with updates on their information, and if you ever need to find anything, you can go search through your inbox to find something specific. The second website is called Bulletproof Musician. This website was designed by Noah Kageyama, a performance psychologist and Juilliard faculty member. His mission is to provide musicians with the resources to be quote-unquote bulletproof when performing, meaning that they can be confident and not collapse under pressure wherever they are performing. To get started, click on the Get Started button or Start Here at the top of the page. The website offers weekly emails as well, each one highlighting the latest blog post or an interesting article in their collection. You can search the blog by clicking on the magnifying glass in the top right corner of the page. You can also search articles by category, such as anxiety, courage, or resilience. Involvement and networking. Because internet resources are still developing in the organ world, there is one place I would like to direct your attention. That is the front page of the American Guild of Organists. Here, they provide information about organ news throughout the entire country, information for members, various chapter information, a shop for various products, an entire section based on education for new organists and old organists alike, career information for those looking for a job, competitions and new music for organists, as well as an online option for reading the American Organist. This is a fantastic place to start to get informed about the organ, what is going on around you, and how you can get more involved. Another place to look is always Facebook. Facebook is one of the areas that the AGO has really put emphasis on. They have a national page and group, as well as pages and groups for local chapters. The local chapters in specific are able to provide information on events, recitals, and other news on a more personal level. For young organists, there is also a page for the AGOYO, or their dedicated Young Organists group. There are several other Facebook organ groups, pages, etc., but these are the most important, so make sure to like and add these first. There you go. I hope this has opened your eyes to some of the amazing online resources organists have available to them. Go check them out and get familiar with them. Play around. Have fun. There is so much available to you at the press of a button. Thank you for watching, and have a great rest of the conference.